Welcome back to Education Unpacked. It's your host Fabian. I'm coming to you this evening to look into a very important area that most people fail to look into before they embark into the education journey. It will be a journey. We put in it that way because from our experience, most people have just jumped into because they want to have a degree or they want to study. They want to be somewhere that they feel like they are doing something to change their careers. But in most cases, that's not what they wanted to do actually. They were just following friends because a friend is doing studying somewhere and they want to follow, and they just want to be in that group. But I think that's never going to be the case with recent trends. We live in a world that people make decisions before they commit on things. So we want to talk to our audience what they should be focusing on. That is, before you make a study commitment, there are a few things that you need to really look into. What you should focus on. We're hearing from different students and audience around the world having who are kind of sending us questions in our consultancy. First, the thing you should look into should look at yourself as an individual. If this is something you want to commit yourself, are you a student who is still at college, who is intending to finish school in a year or two? Are you a professional who wants to upgrade yourself to have your second degree? Are you a professional who is married? You have your children, you have your wife there, and you are trying to upgrade yourself, which is good for the good of your family, for more income. People have reasons why they want to go back to school. Nobody just get up from bed and say, "Oh, today I'm going to study. I'm going to do a program." You need to plan. You need to have a clear focus. That's why we are trying to point out this. Because to find yourself in the middle of a 2 year program and you've lost that motivation and that commitment, then you find yourself in a situation where there are two things: you either drop out from it, or you waste the money and you're doing a program that wasn't actually the thing you wanted to do and might not lead you for career benefits. You want to look into yourself. You want to look at your energy. You want to look at your time. If you can commit that to doing that, you want to look at your life. If you are ready to commit 2 years of your life, if you're going to put your family through 2 years of stress, because it's never going to be easy online or on campus. If you're leaving your family to travel abroad, you will need to make sure that there are things that you should provide for them. If your wife is not working, or if you are the breadwinner of your family, you want to make this decision in a more effective way. You don't want to move to a foreign country and you start thinking, like, what am I doing here? Was it the right decision? And you must have invested thousands of dollars or euros, or rand or nairas or British pounds, or whatever amount you've saved. So you want to really commit. Is it something would happen if you don't do this program? What is really pushing you to invest that amount of money? Maybe it might be good for you to say, no, I have enough of mine. I think I should use that money to invest in a business, or to kind of instead send my children to school for them to have their own education. Or I may want to invest that money in my own family. And you want to ask yourself this question. So that's looking into yourself. Now, secondly, what you need to know is about you talk to your family. What we are hearing from students in the middle of their programs, they are complaining. They're saying that they're having difficulties focusing, especially those who are doing online programs. They're having some challenges because they are back home. They have their job, the 9 to 5 job, and they have projects and stress from work. They want to deal with that. Now you go home, and your loved ones want to sit with you to talk to you. Your wife wants to tell you stories and tell you things that happen in life around the day, but you are struggling to juggle the assignments that you have in class. I mean, you are not paying attention. That's going to affect the way you perform in class, and that might affect your relationship. You want to talk to your children, and they're running up to you to talk to you, and you're pushing them away. So that's an issue. The work stress and life balance. So you want to address that. Talk to your wife. I'm going to commit myself this, or your wife talks to you that I'm going to commit myself doing this program. Then you know that your wife will be doing something, and when she comes back, you can allow her to focus, or you can allow the husband or a young professional out there. You want to allow your fiance to know that I need to submit this project. So we don't want you to get into that. That's why we will be impacting all of these internal difficulties that students go through. Thirdly, you may want to look at your budget, and this is very important. Have you looked at the program? This goes alongside the study program you're going to be taking. Have you looked at the program? Is this something that you can invest your money into? Is this a program that will warrant you to leave your family to travel abroad? Have you looked at the visa cost? Have you looked at the living condition if you're traveling abroad? Have you looked at the tax system? Have you looked at the working condition there if you're permitted to work as a foreign student or as an international professional moving to a new country? You have to look into all of these basics, because I tell you what, once you get to that country that you are going to, you will see this as kind of a shock in front of you, and you have nothing to do, and you can't blame it on anyone. You're going to blame yourself. So what we're saying here is the preparation. You want to look into that budget, and if this is what you're ready to commit out there. And you may want to look at the program. That's another point. If that particular program, it's so important that after you complete the program with your certificate, you are able to kind of it will add value into yourself and in your profession. Do you just want to study? Because one thing we've realized is most people just travel because they want to travel to study abroad. This goes to our audience of people who are intending to just go out there because they have the money, they want to travel and study somewhere. That once they're done, they realize the certificate they have can help them in the job market. This happens to millions of people out there. So we want to address that, because having the money is one thing, and having the vision for what you want to do is another. You may also want to look into the career importance. Can I use this certificate in the next 5-10 years? How is this certificate relevant? Because people will always choose, from what I know, from my experience, students will choose the easy part. They wouldn't want to go into the career programs that will challenge them. They may want to go into some of those programs because the industry they are in warrants those certificates for them to upgrade. Some will go into it that there is no other way because promotion is not coming, but they want to upgrade. So you want to look into that particular career importance. Can this certificate change my life? Can I make sure that once I have this certificate, I go back home, it will be of value to me? You want to ask yourself before you make that commitment. Or you want to think that if you are doing it online, for example, is this institution recognized? If I may invest this amount of money, can it be valuable in the society that I come from? You may want to talk to your Ministry of Education. You want to go to the different international organizations that are based in your region and in your country to find out. You want to know if the university you are going to talk to friends, talk to a few other people, go to professionals out there. That's why we are creating this. We've created this channel to resolve these issues, because there are lots of people who are acting on their own and they do not have the desired knowledge to make the informed decision. So we want you to come here, subscribe, so that we are able to tackle these issues, because it's a never-ending problem out there for professionals. And we want to ask you also to look into the education system where you are going into. Do you understand how the education system works? How does that affect? By this, we are looking at the current qualification you have or diploma. How do you apply that to your own national qualification? Is your degree, the diploma you have, is equivalent to what is expected as a selection requirement for that country? Have you looked at if it's an ordinary diploma, or it's an HND, or it's an OND? Is it a GCSE like in the United Kingdom? Is it a baccalaureate? Is it A levels? Is your degree a general degree? It's your degree an honors degree? You want to look into those, and you want to understand the grading system. That's why we have this education on path, to break down all to you, so you have a better picture, and then you know your chances that I'm going to succeed. You don't want to put your documents together and you send it to a foreign school, and they look over your documents and put your application somewhere, or they provide you with a conditional admissions, and then you're being asked to submit extra documentation. You may want to really do your research by yourself. One thing we've also noticed is that 75% of people who tend to travel to study abroad have not done their research. Those who are going online haven't done research. The research we're talking here is you want to look at the tuition fee, you want to look at the different selection process, you want to look at the requirements for the universities that you will be going into. I think this is very important because different universities have different criteria. And if you think that Harvard will have the same requirement, University of Liverpool, then you were wrong. If you think that Erasmus University will have the same kind of entering system as University of South Africa, University of Johannesburg, you were wrong. If you think that the School of Economics in England, London School of Economics, would have the same entry requirements as Nijrode in the Netherlands, you are really wrong there. So if you think that the HEC in Paris has the same similar requirement like Vrije University in Belgium, then you are not correct. You should look into the criteria. If you're studying or going to Germany, go and look at the University in Düsseldorf or in the Berlin School of Economics and Finance. You want to do your research and make sure that once you're packing that qualification, the requirements rather, you have a chance to be selected, because it's very competitive out there, extremely competitive nowadays. Nothing is guaranteed. And we want to also look into, is this something that once I'm done, I'm going to move back to my country? This would be for our future conversation. But what we're looking in here is, before you make a study commitment, you have to address some of these issues that we've pointed out. Now, once you've done that, then you are ready to go. So I think this is just a basic information that most people should know. You want to do your little research. You want to focus on the most important things that will help you. Either it's online, there's a campus. We will look into the basics and the specifics in campus studies, moving abroad, culture shock, how that impacts you, your learning. All of these are very, very important things. We will look into the actual learning in the future, how it's conducted online. We will advise you on different things. So please, if you're just joining this new channel, Education Unpacked, you can subscribe, so that each time we load a new video, you are able to have the opportunity to ask your question. We would like you to go to the comment section and drop your questions there. We are ready to break that down, and make sure that you put your question short and straightforward, so we can deal with it. Whether you are watching from Africa as a continent, if you're watching from the Middle East, from the United States, North America, from Asia, from Europe, and wherever in the world you're watching, please feel free to leave comments so that we are able to start looking into those basics. And we will try as much as possible to look into every question. But we want to thank you for joining us for the first time. We are looking forward to supporting you through your education journey. Thank you very much and good night. Bye-bye.